How do we bring fathers to this conversation?
Fathers.
How do we bring fathers to this conversation? The elephant in the building.
Yes.
You know, sometimes they're not totally aloof. Sometimes they're really supportive. But again, the pace at which we move as ladies in our homes and how we own up sometimes is not the same. That's why they will ask, a child will ask the father something and the father will be like, go to your mother.
Right.
Yeah, true. I listened to some preacher last time. And you see, it is natural that God made women naturals.
Yeah.
We are naturals. Even when we try to push this thing the other side, it will later come back to us. God has given us that role, that we have to do it jealously to make sure we have better children.
Right.
Yes, fathers come in, they do parenting. I've seen fathers who go all out. I have a friend here in Uganda who is a stay-home dad. Something he chose for his kids while his wife goes to work. So he doesn't care how you mock him or what you say. Or
he chose that.
There are those fathers who are
you find that he has strong reasons.
Who are very supportive. Very supportive. But as we're chasing the bag, we are losing out on our
children, yeah.
I would say I took a decision that is very hard for very many people. But sometimes I sit down like, is it worth it? But when I see my child being better at something, I'm like, it's really worth it. I got out of employment. I just chose to get out of employment because I felt to have my children better, to have my children better than me, to have my children fit for this world, I have to do something.
To be present in their lives.
Yes. I am present, so I work from home while I am there. On my job, I do the things here while we make sure they eat on time. While
You're talking to them.
Yes.
You understand their emotions, their feelings.
So, because women are nurturers. So when we are leaving the nurturing to chase the career, the fathers, of course, they're hunters. That's nature. They'll go out to hunt. Now, who is nurturing this?
So as a woman, you're hunting and the man is hunting.
You want to bring a big lot to the home.
Yeah.
So who is doing the nurturing? Who?
The
maid you got from Arua.
And even you try, and even when you try to, because then to strike a balance, there are people that have really tried. They're still in employment, but they are trying. You find someone at 5, I must be home. At 6, I must be home. I must know the affairs of my home. I must know how the children are. And you can see they're really putting in extra effort to make sure that they do that as well. So, but there is something about where, is it in Proverbs, where it says that a foolish child
embarrasses the mother.
And it never talks about the father.
And then a wise child honors the father.
The father. I'm like, what kind of segregation is this?
Right. So which is what she mentioned.
You know, I keep telling you,
which is what she mentioned.
if the Bible says it is a sin, it is a sin regardless of what your opinion is.
I know.
So keep breaking down all these things to whatever liking of yours.
Which is what she mentioned.
But it's true.
Yes.
Because a foolish child, it's you as a mother to tame and to nurture and to bring up a world-worthy child, to mold them. Because a father is not going to do that even when he is present. Right. He will protect, he will provide, and he will be around,
why do you think
but he will not mold.
Parent toxicity is so much into mother than fathers.
Because they're more present.
Is ours.
Exactly, they're more present. But again, if fathers are not careful, they're also falling into the trap of being absent because they are not required to nurture.
Because
so they don't ask of themselves, demand of themselves.
Actually, not that they're not required to nurture. They are supposed to support us.
Exactly.
I have met families where a father comes out to beat a child, and the mother is like, "Omwana muleke talina kyakoze ky'amaanyi." But in my house, when I come out to beat my son, when I come with a stick, my husband will come with a sandal.
I love that.
We want to have better children than how we grew up, than how we were raised. And I look at,
so that is why... it takes an agreement.
Right.
Yes.
So parents, the father...
It's not going to have to be automatic.
It's your role as a woman to make your husband somehow pick interest in parenting, to show him how good his part, his being around in parenting, makes the child better. It's not something that will come automatically when you have a child, but then it is important for you to understand.
So which all takes us back to what we're talking about the upbringing. So if this parent has seen, for example, their dad being more providing, like you said, the hunter.
Yeah.
And then the mother thinks, oh, I'll stay home and take care of these children, nurture them and raise them the right way. Then the father comes in and brings the food to the table. Then he goes the next day and it's a routine. This child will know that I'm more entitled to respecting my mother than I am with my father. This is why on graduation days, mothers are getting the credit. On wedding days, mothers are being applauded for all the things they have done. But here, some parents, the dads have actually paid the money.
Actually, they pay the money, but again, a child understands more a person that has been available and present.
Right.
And I think there was a talk recently that broke all hell loose in Kenya, where someone commented and said that why is it that our children grow up and they go abroad and they fetch their mothers, take them abroad, and the men stay on the village drinking and,
Because they've been drinking since.
Exactly. Let me just get...
Let me tell you something.
You choose to do those things.
Right.
Let me tell you something about myself. I was raised by a single father. Yeah, he was calling. No, sorry, my stepfather. My stepfather has been everything I have wanted to have in a dad.
Yeah,
Wow.
so God just played it out.
So you see, I have my dad very present, but because he was not around and so close and everything, okay, I know he's my dad, but
by the way.
nature does not bring me closer to him. But if my stepdad calls and there is something, I'll leave whatever I'm doing to attend to him.
Wow.
This man picked up
That's
a job
the
that was
power.
not his with all that he had and took it on
Wow.
and raised us.
Excellently.
Yeah. So that is why, for me and my family, I came to understand that having a father is very important.
Yes. To living a balanced life, a good
because
life.
sometime of my life, I by the time I was 5, I was staying with my mom alone. I got my stepdad when I was in S2. Yeah.
At
But
different
even at that
time,
age-
we will have to come back here and talk about how a single parent, especially a mother, can be able to start her dating journey again and introduce a man into her. I would love to have that conversation because it will be interesting. There's so many people who are at that crossroad and they just don't know how to navigate it. And they're doing it wrongly,
All the fear.
Very wrong.
hurting their children.
Leaving your kid in the village because you have to stay.
And
my
some
mother-
men are dictating. I
For
don't
my
want your
mother-
children.
for
I'm
my
marrying you,
mother,
but
it
not
was,
your
It
children.
was the three of us.
Take us or leave
or
us.
not.
My baggage. Me
I
and
love
my
your
baggage.
mother.
So we were talking about fathers nurturing.
Yes.
My single father nurtured me a lot into perseverance. A lot. That right now when I sit down, I appreciate him for that. Very selfless. But when he says...
There are things you vividly remember.
Yeah, vividly. My mother keeps telling me, the problem with you is you don't forget. And I really don't forget. So he would tell you no, but when even he can afford it, but he will say no
And he'll
because
give you
it's
a
not the
reason.
right time. And you'll have to obey the no that he has said.
Yeah.
Right.
I think I can have this conversation the whole day, ladies. Mondeke, because I feel like I want us to speak, but we can speak for the whole day. But we will have more episodes where we talk about this because it's so crucial. We talk about relationships when people get to dating and relating and marrying, not knowing that there's a foundation that was dug down here that we really have to deal with so that people can find themselves that, oh, I went through a traumatic experience.
Remember
I
the
need to
Star of
heal in
David?
order to be a better wife.
I need to
Star of
heal.
Yeah,
David has
exactly.
foundation on it.
Exactly.
The foundation you lay for your child.
This is exactly what
will
we're
dictate
doing.
who they are.
So I'm not asking them their last remarks because clearly their last remarks are going to take another hour. But we would love to hear from you. So let us know, what do you think? What touched you the most? Because you can say, what Joeria said, that's exactly what I am going through. I thought I was an introvert all my life, but my friend, I have this other side that I don't know where it erupts from, and all of a sudden I'm a different person. So thank you so much, Pamela, and thank you so much, Joeria. We really, really appreciate.
Thanks
and
for having
from
us.
us to you is a good night. I'll admit, I don't think I've ever had such I've had so many beautiful conversations, but I think this is one of those top ones because it interests me as a parent, and it really interests me because I see how the world is shifting and the things that are happening, that people are grooming serial killers. People are grooming, you know, people that are just not minded, people that are going to bomb cities. But it all begins with parents. That means we have so much power that we care to actually admit. And I hope that you've picked one or two things from Joweria and Pamela. They've given us golden nuggets about parenting. I hope that you pick them up and you're applying them into your own life. The journey of learning never stops. So even if you're a parent, you don't say, I know it all. You don't know it all. Just like I know I don't know it all. So let's admit our mistakes and let's correct them, and let's nurture a generation that is going to be godly, a generation that is kind, and a generation that will persevere. You and I can do that. Good night.